Hello, Scorpio. Sorry, I just finished Cancer. I almost said Cancer. Hello, Scorpio. Yeah, I just finished Cancer. I was feeling motivated, so I'm like, well, let's get the water signs done. Let me take a sip. I was so motivated, I hit go live before I could hydrate, you guys. All right, Scorpio. So I am a Scorpio moon. So I know this is going to be good stuff. So I'm just going to do 3 cards. I'm doing these quickies, which are quickies for me. I get it. Other people do a lot shorter ones, but if you know me, you know that 15, 20 minutes is really short. So I'm going to start with this tarot deck that I am reading intuitively. So if you, by all means, if you are a tarot reader or know tarot enough to know that, you know, when I pull a card that it has a special message for you based on the classic messages, the traditional messages of that card, go for it. Run with it, okay? Only you know your journey. Okay, I'm just doing this general reading that is not going to resonate with everybody. But if the card resonates, seriously take it. And don't ever try to force anything to fit your story, okay, that I say. But if you do feel like my readings resonate with you and you want to share with anybody you might think could benefit from them, please do so. I would really appreciate that. I am hoping to grow this channel, but I really just do this for, well, I would say for me, but it's not really just for me. It does feed my soul. I do it for me because it feeds my soul. I also do it because it is part of my mission to guide, to be a guide, to help others through this ascension process. So we're going to get a tarot card for the beginning of this reading. We're going to ask for messages from the highest vibration of love and light, always and only, and in the highest good of Scorpios. Anyone who would watch this. And if you are a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or if you just resonate with Scorpio for any reason, if you're cross-watching, you know, I didn't know what that meant at first, and it just means you're watching for someone else in your life who happens to be a Scorpio, okay? Or who resonates as a Scorpio. And I do set the intention. I follow the 13 Zodiac system. No comments, please. I don't really give a shit if you have a judgment on that. But I do set the intention that I'm not putting those constraints on my readings, okay? If you are a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus in the 12 or the 13, this reading is, and you're here, this reading has a nugget of wisdom or two for you, okay? And I do have a link in the description of how to generate your chart with Ophiuchus, the 13th sign, added in, okay? That is just where I am at right now in my journey. I'm really resonating with it. It makes more sense to me. There are 13 moon cycles in the year. 13 is a number they try to take away from us because it is such a spiritual number. So, of course, they would take that away and try to make it 12, right? But again, there's nothing wrong with 12. I was born in the 12. I was born a Capricorn. I just never really, I spent 4 decades trying to fit myself into this description of what a Capricorn was. And I never fit. And when I discovered that I didn't have to listen to, you know, those telling me that, well, you're a Capricorn, this is who and what you are. And I discovered that I might be a Sagittarius sun. I read the Sagittarius stuff and I was like, that's me. So, you know, don't listen to anybody else's judgment on the topic. I'm not an astrologer and I don't need to be to know what resonates with me, okay? Anywho, let's get this going. First card for Scorpio from the highest vibration of love and light in Scorpio's highest views. Yeah, beautiful. Prince of Pentacles, you guys. Okay, Prince. Definitely, definitely some growth has happened. And as always, still more to go, right? I do feel like it's marking, for whatever reason this message is coming through with this card, is you are at the beginning of a new adventure. There's something about where you're at. You just came to a fork in the road, and I do feel like for a lot of you, you're choosing the fork, you're choosing the way that you initially never thought you would choose, if that makes sense. Not all of you, but that's coming through. Somebody needed to hear that. Oh, you guys, it's just so Somebody needed to hear that. I love the colors in this one. Look at that. Just gorgeous sky and the beautiful horse. So Prince of Pentacles. Yeah. They're just they're waiting. They're just kind of standing there. I do feel like maybe there's some hesitancy in this choice you're making. I do feel like in a lot of ways you've already made it. You already know. You already know that you have to go. I do feel like it's I've told people most of my journey that, yes, I'm a badass, oh, I've done so great. Not that I haven't, but in a lot of ways, I didn't have a choice. In a lot of ways, the choice I was given at every dark night of the soul, at every, really huge change in my life was go this way or die. That was really the choice that I have been given since I began my awakening 9 years ago. Okay. Almost exactly 9 years ago now. Almost a decade, you guys, I've been doing this shit. But I love so he does not look like he's ready to go into battle, right? He looks like he thought he was going to have to. Like, look how he's peering over the shield. Like, he was ready. You were ready for the decision that you've already made. I know you. I think you've already made it, Scorpio, or you know what choice you have to make, and it involves really growing and getting out of your comfort zone. So once on the subconscious level, once your soul was like, you're going this way, you kind of put up the shield like, oh shit, here we go. Like, this is going to suck. But look how he's peering over, like, is it okay? Like, what's going on? But I love how he's just got the sword. See how the sword is just kind of set on the horse's flank back there? He's almost just like putting his weight on it, like leaning on it and not wielding it like he's about to go into battle. So I do feel like at first you were like, oh God, like I have my sword, I got my shield. Okay, I've made this decision. And you were like battening down the hatches, ready for something, the shit to hit the fan. And it's not. It's not. And so now you're like, well, okay, maybe I can put my sword down. And then maybe I can actually look and see what's going on. Maybe I can actually be an active participant in this decision now that it's made. Okay. That's really what's going on here. Is he's like, okay, well, I was like just waiting here for something bad to happen because I chose something that other people are not going to be happy about. I know you probably told yourself this, Scorpio, but fuck other people. Okay. They do not know your heart. And the people who will judge you or abandon you for choosing from your heart are not meant to be on this journey anymore with you. Okay. They're not meant to go the whole way. So just know that. And I know that might be harsh because I know that there are people, I've had this happen in my life. People I loved. People I love, I still love. I didn't stop loving them. People I love, people I thought were always going to have my back, have shown otherwise. Okay. Because of the decisions I've made in my life. And I know that decisions that have yet to be made are still going to cause people in my life to fall away. Okay. We just have to, it's a surrendering to it in a big way and knowing that it's all in our highest good and for their highest good too, right? Like if it's a relationship that's ending, you have to remind yourself that it's not just for you. And it doesn't matter what's gone on. It does not matter what's gone on in the relationship if you view them as the bad guy in some way, right? But ending it is good for both of you and everybody involved. If there are children involved, it's going to be good for everybody. If that's what you're feeling. I'm not saying everybody end your relationships, but you understand what I'm saying is if that's what you've decided and you know that you're going to get a lot of backlash from it, just know that as long as you stand in your sovereignty, do not doubt yourself, okay? Don't doubt yourself. And don't let their judgment get in your energy field, okay? You can let them vent on you and not let it in. Just put that shield up, right? Go ahead and put that shield up, but not so that you can't see. Just so that you are protected from their barrage of negative energy, because you don't need that shit, right? Okay, I'm going to keep going because I'm already at 10 minutes here. I'm going to pull one from the fairy forest. So basically your message so far is you have or will very, very soon this month, okay, whatever month you're watching this, you have or will very soon within the next month make not just make the decision, but announce basically, not necessarily, not necessarily get on a stage with a microphone, but you know what I'm saying? Tell people or actually make action, do something that, creates this decision. You have already done this, or you're going to in the very near future, make a decision that is going to upset other people. Okay. And you're worried about how they're going to react. And you just need to stand in your sovereignty and don't back down just because they're reacting in a way that is very upsetting. You can allow it to upset you. You can allow it to trigger you, but then go in and go, okay, why do I care so much what this person thinks? Why am I letting this person's judgment of me, what their view of what my life should look like? Why am I letting that dictate what I do instead of what I want? Okay. Because what you want is priority. Okay, so let's get a card. Let's get a clarification, more clarity on this message, please. Spirit, from the highest vibration of love and light, always in light. Let's get another one. I love this deck, and I love the artwork on it. It's just magical. You got 40, number 4. Queen of the Darkwood Elves, premonition, foreshadowing, mystery. Okay. So I do feel like there's a lot of unknown that you're going into with this decision. That's okay. Allow yourself to flip it from anxiety and fear to excitement, anticipation. You can flip it. They are the two sides of the same coin. What is it? Bashar. So many people are saying it now. If you don't follow Bashar, find Bashar. There's Facebook pages, and I don't even know what else, but I follow him, and I think one of his quotes was, and I'm paraphrasing, was about now I totally lost it, and that's okay. It'll come if it needs to. Anyway, there's a lot of unknowns that you are stepping into right now, and that's okay. And it was about the anxiety. I was trying to get it to come back. Okay. So what Bashar said was, again, I'm not quoting exactly, but he said, oh my God, you guys, I lost it again. Is there a lot? You guys are just overwhelmed, right? Because I'm totally tuned into Scorpio. So you guys are just really overwhelming yourselves. You're overthinking this. Okay. Pull out of that. Okay. Clear your mind. Ask for help. Do the vacuuming. If you've never done the vacuuming visualization, you imagine that you have a vacuum. Imagine yourself like in your mind with the vacuum, and you're vacuuming all these crazy thoughts up, okay? So that you don't have all this excess stuff going on, okay? You're very overwhelmed. The anxiety thing. Bashar said something like this. Anxiety is just excitement with judgment attached to it. And that's spot on, right? That is exactly what it is. So let go of the judgment of it, of your decision, into the unknown, into this darkness, right? Which could be seen as bad, as negative. If you choose that, then how are you going to go forward into it if it is nothing but fear and regret and doubt, right? Like you won't ever move. You'll just stand there. Okay. You got to take that shield all the way down out of your face so that you can see this kind of big wall of unknown, so that you can appreciate it for what it is. Try to go into your inner child and look at it as an adventure, right? This adventure that you're on, because I want you to notice, okay, Queen of the Darkwood Elves, she seems, it sounds really dark and maybe negative, but look how beautiful she is. She's not a demon or a dark entity at all. She's lovely, and she actually looks really, really happy and content in her role, okay? And that crown, I love that crown on her. It always makes me think of, and this is funny because I say I love it, but it always makes me think of like when they when something in like an old cartoon or whatever, they're fishing and they pull up an old boot. That's what it makes me think of. There's an old boot. Anybody else think to this darkness with a lot of self-doubt? And I just clicked off. I hope I'm still here. And you don't need that. Okay. You can move forward with confidence and certainty. Tap into this. I do feel like this is a lot of hesitant masculine energy. So you just try to tap into your lion, your inner divine masculine, your your energy of confidence and courage and action. Okay, try to tune into that. You've been in the feminine a lot, the inner work, and this is men and women and whatever you identify as. But we've been in the feminine energy a lot the last 3 years. Okay, just really going inward and doing a lot of the work inside, tuning into our heart spaces. That's feminine. Okay, that we kind of view it as passive because it's not out in the physical world, right? But there's so much going on, right? But we've been in there so much. Now you're being asked, Scorpio, to step into your confidence and courage, to take this prince and turn him into a king. Okay, and you can do this because then you got the queen. All right, so you're very confident with the divine feminine energy now, even if you may think you're not. You've really gotten a handle on your feminine energy, on your unconditional love, compassion, right? Emotional healing. You know what you're doing now. You're a lot better at it than you used to be anyway, put it that way. Let's get a final card and we'll wrap this up, Scorpio. This is my favorite deck. This is the last card that's going to come from this oracle deck. Infinite abundance. Abundance is pouring into your life. Like, this is what's going to happen once you take that shield down. Go ahead and move toward this darkness, because that's where your sovereignty, see that queen? In the darkness is where your new life, your new adventure, your new level of sovereignty and badassness lives. Okay. And you're going to be stepping right into it. You just have to go ahead and walk right in and trust your intuition, trust your own choice. Okay. And trust that. And I kind of feel like you are where I have been. Like, okay, it's either go into this darkness or just curl up and fucking die. What kind of choice is that? You're going and you're going to find your sovereignty. Okay. And so infinite abundance, own that. That is where you're headed. You are headed for, because when we let attachments go, when we cut cords, when we let old heavy energy fall away that we don't need anymore, that allows so much to come in. And now abundance isn't just money, right? Abundance is soul family. Abundance is maybe a beautiful new job or a new opportunity in your job if you have a job that you love. Maybe a new opportunity for starting a business or in your business that you already have that you love. Okay. Infinite abundance means you're going to be opening up and expanding with this choice. And even though you're a little nervous and you're a little hesitant, you're doing it, Scorpio. Go for it. Okay. I'm really kind of surprised you didn't get the Fool, but we needed this message, right? This hesitant prince. He's so sweet. He's got this. He doesn't need to fight anymore. He's not even using his sword as a weapon or his shield as a weapon. He's just hiding behind it right now. But he'll get there. Abundance is part. This is harvest, right? Like, this is community. There's so much coming for you, Scorpio. That is your message. I love you all, and I will see you next time. Hang in there. We got this.